Welcome to Cryptid Files. I'm your host, Paige Carter. The moon, a slender crescent, hung low in the Illinois sky, casting long, distorted shadows that danced upon the rural landscape, their movement only heightened by the flickering light of the distant stars. It was April in 1973, a night that had been calm until the tranquility was shattered by a sound, a chilling cry that echoed through the dark woods surrounding the small town of Enfield. This wasn't the usual nocturnal symphony of the local wildlife, nor was it the sound of a domestic animal lost in the wilderness. This was something different, something otherworldly. It was a low growl, a guttural echo that seemed to vibrate the very air, sending chills down the spines of those who heard it. In the silence that followed, there was an unmistakable sense of unease, an eerie stillness that seemed to hold the night in a tight grip of apprehension. Then, the silence was shattered. The sound of heavy footfalls reverberated through the air, the strange rhythm revealing an asymmetry that further heightened the mystery of the creature causing them. The footfalls were punctuated by a series of strange guttural cries resonating within the woods, painting a chilling picture of a creature that bore no resemblance to any known species in the area. It was on this night that the residents of Enfield would have their lives irrevocably changed. Their normally peaceful enclave was about to experience a series of chilling encounters with a creature that would defy explanation, a creature that, despite numerous investigations and countless hours of speculation, remains shrouded in mystery to this day. In the days that followed, the town of Enfield became the epicenter of a wave of terror and bewilderment. The creature, described by witnesses as having 3 legs, short, stubby arms with clawed hands, and glaring red eyes, sent shockwaves through the community. It was unlike anything they had ever seen or heard of, a living nightmare that had stepped right out of the realm of the unknown. And it wasn't just its appearance that marked it as strange. Its behavior, too, was unnerving. It was said to leap with incredible agility, covering large distances in a single bound. It was aggressive, attacking without provocation, emanating a sense of malevolence that hung in the air even after it had disappeared back into the cover of the woods. This creature, which came to be known as the Enfield Horror, was no figment of the imagination. It was real as the terror it instilled in those it encountered. And yet, its origin, its true nature, remains a mystery. The Enfield Horror, Illinois' 3-legged mystery creature, continues to captivate, confound, and haunt those who dare to delve into its enigmatic origins. The Enfield Horror story originates in the spring of 1973 in the small rural town of Enfield, Illinois. The first sighting was reported by a local man named Henry McDaniel. On the evening of April 25th, McDaniel and his family were startled by a scratching sound at their front door. When he went to investigate, he was met with a sight that would make his blood run cold. A creature, unlike anything he had ever seen. With its 3 legs, short, claw-like arms, and 2 glowing red eyes, it was a vision straight out of a horror movie. McDaniel fired 4 shots at the creature, which seemed to only momentarily startle it before it bounded away, covering an estimated 50 feet in just 3 leaps. Shaken by the encounter, McDaniel reported the sighting to the local police. They found evidence of something having been present, including scratches on the door and strange 3-toed footprints in the dirt, but no creature. The news of the encounter spread quickly, drawing the attention of the media, curious locals, and cryptozoologists. Reporters from local and regional papers covered the story extensively, and the radio waves buzzed with speculation and theories about what the creature could be. Sightings continued to be reported throughout the spring and summer of 1973 by various locals and even by a group of visiting investigators from multiple states away. The cultural context surrounding the Enfield Horror is a rich tapestry woven with threads of fear, curiosity, and skepticism. The 1970s were a time of heightened interest in the unexplained, in part due to the popularity of television shows and movies exploring topics of the supernatural and extraterrestrial. the Enfield Horror fed into this fascination, providing a tangible, local mystery for people to ponder and debate. Over time, the story of the Enfield Horror evolved and expanded, with details of the creature's appearance and behavior becoming more elaborate in retellings and dramatizations. Some accounts described it as having a slimy gray body, while others claimed it emitted a high-pitched shriek. Regardless of the variances in descriptions, the core elements remained consistent: the 3 legs, the red eyes, and an aura of menace and fear. Even as the years have passed, the legend of the Enfield Horror remains a part of the town's identity, a chilling reminder of that period in 1973, when the ordinary was replaced with the extraordinary, when the quiet town of Enfield was thrust into the spotlight of the unexplained. The Enfield Horror, Illinois' 3-legged mystery creature, remains an enigma, a cryptid shrouded in mystery, and a subject of endless fascination for those who dare to delve into the realm of the unknown. The eyewitness accounts of the Enfield Horror vary in detail, yet they all paint a similar picture of a fear-inducing creature that has left an indelible mark on the community. Let's delve into some of these first-hand experiences. One of the earliest documented encounters was by a local farmer who claimed to have been cornered in his barn by the creature. The farmer described it as short, around 5 feet tall, with a slimy gray body. He recounted the creature as having 3 legs, each ending in what appeared to be a hoof. It was this encounter that first introduced the unnerving detail of the creature's eyes: 2 glowing red orbs that seemed to bore into his very soul. A group of teenagers, out for an evening drive, reported a similar encounter. They described a creature that hopped like a kangaroo, its 3 legs propelling it forward in great leaps. According to their account, the creature emitted a high-pitched shriek that sent chills down their spines. In their retelling, the Enfield Horror wasn't just an oddity, it was a predator. But it's not just the physical descriptions that have fueled the legend of the Enfield Horror. It's the impact the creature has had on the community of Enfield. Residents talk of an undercurrent of fear that swept the town during the time of the sightings. Doors were double-locked, children were kept indoors, and an eerie silence descended on Enfield as the sun set each day. The local newspaper, the Enfield Examiner, kept a running tally of sightings and encounters. Some residents, fueled by a mix of fear and curiosity, formed unofficial patrols, hoping to catch a glimpse of the creature. Conversations at the local diner revolved around the horror, with each new sighting adding to the mounting tension. Interestingly, while the accounts vary in detail, they all share a similar theme. The creature, whether real or imagined, invoked a primal fear, a reminder of the unknown that lurks just beyond the edge of our understanding. Despite the intense scrutiny from locals and investigators alike, the Enfield Horror remained elusive. Its origins, its purpose, its very existence, all unanswered questions. It's these lingering mysteries that ensure the Enfield Horror remains a fixture in the town's collective memory, a chilling tale told around campfires, a local legend that continues to captivate and terrify in equal measure. The Enfield Horror's unique physical attributes, as recounted by witnesses, prompted a flurry of investigative activity. Physical evidence became integral to the unfolding story. The most compelling of these was a series of footprints discovered at the site of some encounters. They were peculiar, 3-toed imprints, much larger than any animal known to inhabit the region. The tracks were inconsistent with the local wildlife, only adding to the intrigue surrounding the 3-legged creature. Photographic evidence, however, has always been a significant point of contention. Grainy black and white images, purportedly capturing the elusive creature, surfaced shortly after the initial sightings. The images were unclear, showing a blurry figure with an irregular shape, which some interpreted as the 3-legged creature. Yet, the photo's authenticity and the true identity of the figure remained a topic of heated debate amongst cryptozoologists and skeptics alike. Audio recordings also found their way into the public domain, eerie, high-pitched shrieks that matched the descriptions given by witnesses. However, without definitive visual evidence to accompany these sounds, their connection to the Enfield Horror remains speculative. In the years following the sightings, numerous researchers and investigators have descended upon Enfield, intent on uncovering the truth. Amongst the most prominent was Loren Coleman, a renowned cryptozoologist. Coleman conducted a thorough examination of the original case files and interviewed several key witnesses. Despite his exhaustive efforts, he could not conclusively identify the creature. Another investigator, Terry Colvin, claimed to have discovered remains that could potentially belong to the Enfield Horror. While hiking in the area, he stumbled upon a set of skeletal remains that didn't match any known animal. Intriguingly, the remains featured an abnormal leg structure, akin to the descriptions of the creature. Yet, without definitive DNA evidence, the connection between these remains and the creature remains unconfirmed. These investigations, while not providing any concrete answers, have further cemented the Enfield Horror's status as a captivating mystery. The creature continues to elude definitive identification, its existence teetering tantalizingly on the brink of the known and the unknown. For now, the Enfield Horror remains an enigma, its true nature obscured by the mists of time and the shadows of uncertainty. In the quest for understanding, it is crucial to consider alternative perspectives. Some dismiss the Enfield Horror as a mere product of misidentification, while others propose the hypothesis of a clever hoax. The misidentification theory suggests that the creature may have been a known animal, seen under unusual circumstances or distorted by fear and poor visibility. A candidate often proposed is the kangaroo. While it may seem outlandish, there are recorded instances of kangaroos escaping from private zoos, and their unfamiliarity to the local population could potentially lead to misidentification. However, this explanation struggles to account for the creature's distinct features, particularly its reported 3 legs and glowing red eyes. Others believe that the creature might have been a deformed or injured animal. Predators, disease, or accidents can cause significant physical alterations to animals, which might explain the creature's strange appearance. Yet this theory still fails to fully explain the creature's unique characteristics. The notion of a hoax also has its proponents. Some argue that the creature was, in fact, a fabrication, a product of exaggeration and local folklore. They point to the lack of concrete evidence and inconsistencies in the eyewitness accounts. This perspective, however, fails to address why multiple independent witnesses would describe similar encounters with such a peculiar creature. In the realm of science, it is often said that extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Unambiguous physical evidence, such as a body or DNA samples, remains the gold standard for species identification. In the absence of such evidence, skeptics maintain that the creature's existence remains unproven. Yet, it's important to remember that lack of evidence is not necessarily evidence of lack. While these alternative explanations may seem to cast doubt on the existence of the Enfield Horror, they don't definitively disprove it. As with many mysteries, definitive answers remain elusive. The possibility of an unidentified creature lurking in the woods of Enfield continues to captivate our imagination, reminding us that our understanding of the world is constantly evolving, forever leaving room for the unknown. The Enfield Horror, whether real or imagined, serves as a testament to the enduring allure of the unexplained. The story continues to thrive, fueled by the intriguing blend of fear, fascination, and the tantalizing possibility of undiscovered creatures lurking in the shadows of our world. The intrigue surrounding the Enfield Horror did not remain confined to the local community. As the stories spread, the creature's existence began to attract the attention of national newspapers, television stations, and even government offices. The government's response to these reports was, at best, enigmatic, contributing to the mystery that continues to shroud the creature. In the wake of the sightings, local law enforcement conducted investigations. They combed the areas where the creature was reportedly seen, but found no conclusive evidence. The police files on the Enfield Horror, obtained through the Freedom of Information Act, reveal a perplexing mix of skepticism, bafflement, and reluctant acceptance of something beyond their understanding. The reports made their way up to the state level, eventually reaching the Illinois Department of Natural Resources. However, seemingly unable to categorize or explain the creature, the department's records merely offer vague references to an unidentified animal. The lack of transparency in these official documents has fueled speculation about a potential cover-up. The media, on the other hand, took a different approach. Sensational headlines and dramatic retellings of the encounters proliferated in newspapers, magazines, and television broadcasts. The creature was labeled with evocative names such as the Three-Legged Terror and the Glowing-Eyed Monster of Enfield. This media frenzy only served to stoke the public's curiosity and fear. Over the years, the Enfield Horror has also been the subject of various documentaries and books. These delve deeper into the sightings, eyewitness accounts, and theories surrounding the creature's existence. Some focus on the scientific aspect, searching for rational explanations, while others lean into the more mystical interpretations, suggesting the creature might be a cryptid or an entity from another dimension. Despite the media spectacle and the involvement of authorities, the Enfield Horror remains shrouded in ambiguity. Government files offer more questions than answers, and media coverage, while expansive, often leans towards sensationalism rather than providing conclusive evidence. However, the ongoing interest in the Enfield Horror, from both official institutions and the public, underscores our fascination with the unexplained and the possibility of unknown creatures lurking just beyond our perception. As such, the Enfield Horror continues to captivate, persisting as one of the most enduring mysteries of Illinois. Moving beyond the borders of Illinois, the Enfield Horror finds itself in the company of other legendary creatures found in lore and mythology worldwide. These tales of cryptids and the unexplained are not unique to the United States, but instead echo in the stories of other cultures, suggesting a global fascination with the unknown. The three-legged aspect of the Enfield Horror draws parallels to the Tripodero, a creature from Californian folklore. This cryptid is said to possess a long neck and a single, enormous foot, which it uses to pounce on its prey from great distances. Its three appendages and the strange, hopping locomotion echo the testimony of the McDaniel family, connecting these two cryptids separated by geographies, yet bound by eerie similarities. In the Far East, Japanese folklore presents us with the Ashinaga Tanaga, a pair of creatures, one with incredibly long legs and the other with extraordinarily long arms. While not a perfect match, the exaggerated limb proportions resonate with descriptions of the Enfield Horror, suggesting a shared motif in these disparate tales. When considering indigenous beliefs, particularly those of Native Americans, the creature bears some resemblance to the Pukwudgie, a being from the tribal lore of the Algonquin people. These small humanoid creatures are associated with mischief and malevolence, much like the perceived aggression of the Enfield Horror. The recurring patterns in these stories, the similarities across cultures and continents, suggest a universal human fascination with the inexplicable and monstrous. Whether these cryptids are real or products of the imagination, their existence in folklore speaks to our collective curiosity and fear of the unknown. Ancient mythologies, too, often feature hybrid creatures, chimeric beings with parts from different animals. The Greek chimera, a fire-breathing monster with the body of a lion, the head of a goat, and the tail of a serpent, is an iconic example. While the Enfield Horror doesn't breathe fire, its bizarre, non-standard anatomy aligns it with these age-old myths and suggests a continuity of our ancestral fear and fascination with the surreal and monstrous. In summary, the Enfield Horror, while unique in its own right, is also part of a larger tapestry of cryptid lore and mythology, a testament to humanity's enduring intrigue with the unexplained, the cryptic, and the monstrous. Its echoes in global folklore and mythology serve to deepen its mystery and its place in the pantheon of the unexplained. In recent years, the ease of access to advanced technology like drones and high-definition trail cameras has brought a new dimension to the search for this elusive creature. With these tools, every backyard in Enfield becomes a potential hunting ground, every tree a possible hiding spot. Sightings and encounters have been reported more frequently, and with the proliferation of social media, the Enfield Horror continues to thrive in the digital age. One notable encounter was captured on a trail camera in the winter of 2015. The image, blurry as it may be, depicts a creature at night with a hunched back and what appears to be an extra leg. The image quickly went viral, sparking a renewed interest in the Enfield Horror. Critics, however, argue that the image is too blurry to conclusively identify the creature, pointing to possibilities such as photo manipulation or misidentification of more common wildlife. Another recent sighting involved a drone operator who claimed to have captured footage of an odd, three-legged creature hopping through a field in Enfield. The footage, uploaded to a popular video-sharing platform, generated a storm of debate online. Skeptics and believers alike dissected the video frame by frame in an attempt to identify the creature. The footage, while compelling, remains inconclusive due to the distance of the drone and the creature's rapid movement. Digital media has also played a significant role in keeping the Enfield Horror alive in the public imagination. Numerous websites, blogs, and online forums dedicated to cryptozoology and unexplained phenomena continue to document and discuss the Enfield Horror, sharing theories, sightings, and evidence. Users from around the world contribute their thoughts and ideas, creating a global community united by a shared fascination with the unknown. The Enfield Horror has even found its way into popular culture, inspiring artists, writers, and filmmakers. From indie horror movies to graphic novels and music, the creature continues to captivate audiences with its unique blend of mystery and terror. The advent of technology has undeniably reshaped the hunt for cryptids like the Enfield Horror. Its integration into modern digital culture has allowed the creature to transcend its local origins, becoming a global phenomenon. However, it also emphasizes the inherent challenges in proving the existence of such elusive creatures. For every piece of potential evidence, there are always questions of authenticity and misinterpretation. Yet, the search for the Enfield Horror continues, driven by an insatiable human desire to understand the unknown and the unexplained. As the Enfield Horror continues to resonate in our collective consciousness, it's worthwhile to reflect on the deeper psychological, cultural, and symbolic implications it carries. The creature, like many cryptids, can be seen as a manifestation of our primal fears and subconscious anxieties. It embodies the unknown, the unseen, and the unexplained, elements that have haunted the human psyche since time immemorial. Cryptids, like the Enfield Horror, are often associated with dark, remote, and wild places, the wildernesses of our world that still resist the encroachment of civilization. They represent the wild and the uncontrollable, a stark contrast to the order and predictability we strive for in our modern lives. In this sense, they serve as reminders of nature's power and mystery, a call to respect and preserve the wild spaces that still exist. Moreover, these creatures tap into our fear of the other, the alien and unfamiliar. The Enfield Horror, with its grotesque, almost alien appearance and bizarre behavior, certainly fits this bill. It defies our understanding of the natural world and challenges our beliefs about what is possible. From a symbolic perspective, the Enfield Horror might also be seen as an embodiment of our collective guilt and fear over the impact of our actions on the environment. Its monstrous form could be interpreted as nature's response to human encroachment and exploitation. This is a common theme in folklore and mythology, where creatures often arise as a form of punishment or warning for humanity's transgressions. Cryptid stories, therefore, serve a dual purpose. On one hand, they thrill and entertain us, fueling our fascination with the unknown. On the other, They force us to confront our fears and anxieties, acting as mirrors that reflect our deepest worries and uncertainties. The Enfield Horror, like all cryptids, holds a mirror to society, reflecting our hopes, fears, and anxieties. As we continue to seek proof of its existence, we are also grappling with deeper questions about our place in the world, our relationship with nature, and the limits of our understanding. It is this complex interplay of fear, fascination, and introspection that keeps the story of the Enfield Horror, and indeed all cryptid stories, alive in our collective imagination. This enduring fascination with cryptids, like the Enfield Horror, also reveals a deeper truth about the human condition. Our innate desire to explore the unknown, to push the boundaries of our knowledge and understanding. It's a testament to our insatiable curiosity, our quest for discovery, and our willingness to challenge established norms and conventions. These mysteries, in many ways, serve as a catalyst for our intellectual and spiritual growth. The Enfield Horror, despite its grotesque appearance and terrifying demeanor, has ultimately become a symbol of this quest for knowledge, a beacon that draws us into the realm of the unknown. It's a manifestation of our collective curiosity, a testament to our enduring fascination with the mysteries of the natural world. The human mind thrives on mysteries. We are naturally drawn to the unexplained, the inexplicable, and the unexplored. It is this curiosity that drives us to seek out new experiences, to question established beliefs, and to explore the boundaries of our understanding. And it is this same curiosity that continues to fuel our fascination with stories of cryptids like the Enfield Horror. The Enfield Horror also represents the tension between belief and evidence, between faith and skepticism, that is inherent in our quest to understand the world around us. In the absence of definitive proof, we are left to grapple with our own beliefs and perceptions. This tension, this struggle between certainty and doubt, is at the heart of all great mysteries, and it is this that gives the story of the Enfield Horror its enduring appeal. As we reflect on the tale of the Enfield Horror, we are reminded of the complexity and richness of the human experience. We are reminded of our capacity for wonder, our thirst for knowledge, and our need to make sense of the world around us. And we are reminded of the enduring power of stories, of their ability to captivate our imaginations, to challenge our perceptions, and to inspire us to seek out new horizons. In the end, the true mystery of the Enfield Horror is not whether or not such a creature exists, but rather what it reveals about us. It is a mirror that reflects our fears, our hopes, our curiosities, and our struggles. It is a testament to our enduring fascination with the unknown and to our continual quest for understanding. And it is a reminder that, in our pursuit of knowledge, we must always be willing to confront the mysteries that lie just beyond the edges of our comprehension. For it is in these mysteries that we often find the most profound insights into the human condition. Thanks for listening. This has been Cryptid Files. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow us wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you'd like to support the show, subscribe to the Forbidden Knowledge Network on Patreon. Subscribe now.